the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who is tuned in today to INCRadio San Francisco, California. I'll be your host tonight. My name is Sister Sophia, and I'm joined by, we'll start ladies first.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sister Danielle.
And
Hi, my name is Brother Ben.
awesome. And thank you so much to our awesome panelists who are joining us for this broadcast today. And so our title is Leading with Joy, which is a really great topic, something exciting that we can all talk about. And, we are starting a little bit late today, but wherever you are, we hope that, you really enjoyed whatever activities you were able to participate in, and especially the evangelical mission that we were able to hold throughout this evening. But before we get into our topic, we'll go ahead and start off with an icebreaker question. The icebreaker I have for you guys is, what is something that brought you joy this week? Yeah, go for it, go for it.
So this week, I was able to visit my friend in Florida.
Oh,
So that was something that made me very happy. It was my first time going across the country, seeing the Atlantic Ocean, seeing how flat Florida is, and then getting to do different activities with her and some of my other friends too. My friend from Texas also flew in. We had a little reunion. We got to go to a concert, to a hockey game, got to eat good food. And yeah, so that's something that brought me like really great joy this week.
That's awesome. How about for you, Ben? What's something that brought you joy this week?
For me, something that brought me joy was when we got to talk and then just catch up a bit.
Yeah.
Just, not things that we do very often, but
Yeah.
I'm very glad that it happened.
That's a really nice question or answer. Oh my goodness. Yeah, thank you, Brother Ben, for sharing that.
What
Yeah.
about you, Sister Sophia?
Something that brought me joy this week. Honestly, I had a lot of really great quality time with our media officers throughout this week. When I think about it, that's what fully brought me joy because, we were able to just accomplish a lot of great projects and, have time with one another. And it was a productive week, a busy week, but, productive week. And so now when we kind of go into our topic, which is, of course, leading with joy, when you guys hear that, title or that phrase, what do you think leading with joy means to you? Oh, we start with Brother Ben. Yeah, I see you ready on this side. Yeah.
Yeah, I think leading with joy to me means being able to show positivity when you're performing and being able to offer encouragement and also just being grateful for everything that you get to do. I think as leaders, it can be easy to tunnel vision and lose sight of what is important when you're performing, but every now and then, um, being able to be reminded by our leaders of how it's important for us to perform with joy is always very helpful.
How for you, Danielle?
For me, I agree with a lot of what Brother Ben said, but also for me, I'd like to add that I believe that leading with joy means having your heart in what it is that you're doing. So being intentional with what it is that you are preparing for your officers or in work for those who may work under your care or even for your team, and also being able to believe in what it is that you are doing, um, having the same goals and outlooks as everybody else, and being able to come together and talk about it, and being happy, like really being joyful about what it is that you're doing, that it's something that you actually have the passion for,
Mhm.
and something that brings you happiness. It's filled with love and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying. And, not being too stressed or overwhelmed, just finding joy in what you're doing.
Hmm.
And have you guys ever been in positions of leadership? And when you're in positions of leadership, how do you stay positive with
Yeah.
what you're doing?
I have been in positions of leadership a lot over the different courses of my life. I am a teacher both inside the church as well as my work. I've been like class president growing up at different grades while I was growing up. So I do understand, the the ins and outs of being a leader in different forms, I do believe that it's very important to be someone that could be relied upon, but then also know that it's very important to be able to rely on those that work with you as well. And I think that's how a good leader should work. It's not taking up everything on and putting it on his or her own shoulders, but also to be able to trust that the ones around you will be able to carry it with you.
Totally. So, in moments of overwhelm, how do you stay positive as a leader? Because, sometimes there is so much on our plates, right? But how do
Yeah.
you stay motivated? Yeah.
Like I mentioned, I think sharing it with my team or
Mhm.
sharing it with those around me can definitely help with the feeling of being overwhelmed. It they make my team is able to make it all bearable,
Mhm.
right? They're able to help me think of other ways to think of this situation, or maybe even do some of the work that needs to be done, and is able to help us to plan again for the future. Like, oh, okay, in the future I can do this
Mhm.
instead. You can do that. And I think being able to know that when you're in a role or a position of leadership, that you have others that care about you and
Mhm.
are able to help you. I think that definitely helps with not becoming too overwhelmed and being able to see that others also have your back.
Yeah, totally. How about for you, Ben? Have you been in a leadership position, and how do you stay positive when you are leading others?
Yeah, I've been in a leadership position. Mainly recently, it's been through our district CBI team. I'm the vice president, and one thing I do when I feel overwhelmed is I pray about it.
Mm.
I find moments, even little pockets of time that where I can pray about what I'm going through and being honest with our God. Actually, someone who I look up to as a leader recommended that sometimes all you need is a deep breath to just remind
Mm.
yourself to be grateful for what you have. And I very much also agree with Sister Danielle that I trust my team and I trust um, that I can talk to them if I'm feeling overwhelmed and they'll be there to help me
Mm.
out.
Oh, that's a really great answer, man. These are great answers. I know we have a shorter broadcast today, but at the same time, I'm still feeling the depth, still feeling
Mhm.
yeah, the really great experiences that you all have had. And are there positive leaders that you've really looked up to within your own life as well?
So, aside from you, Sister Sophia, because I
I
think
know.
you are the embodiment of
Oh,
joy, there are definitely several,
yeah.
I would say, different leaders throughout my life, both inside the church and outside of the church, that really shaped me to who I am. I think one that comes to mind is San Pablo's former CWK chairperson. So, Sister Christine, she's now married with her own daughter. She is such a wonderful person. She was a great role model for me growing up. And honestly, I was a little bit nervous because I felt that I had really big like shoes to fill. But she I had really big like shoes to fill.
Mm,
But she was always very encouraging, really showed me the ropes, and was very
mhm.
supportive even in my journey of becoming a CWS teacher. And she just was able to always visualize activities and make it come to life in the most beautiful ways.
Yeah.
And until now, that's something I always want to think about. And I'm nowhere near the kind of level that she was able to bring, but it's something that I always strive to achieve
Yeah.
one day.
That's awesome. And CWS is definitely an organization where so many great leaders are.
Hmm.
And, they really are inspiration, whether you are a CWS child or now an adult taking care of the young ones. It's always a great place to see great leaders because similarly, I've had so many, CWS presidents and teachers that I've looked up to within my locale. For example, I always think of Sister Pauline Aguinaldo. She was such a huge inspiration. She led our CWS, especially during the pandemic. So when we were just having activities online due to social distancing and regulations, she still was putting her whole joy and reminding the officers, oh, we have these activities to check that the kids are okay, even during a whole pandemic, right? So how about for you, Brother Ben? Any leaders that you look up to and yeah, joyful leaders in your life?
Yeah, one joyful leader I'm constantly reminded about is Brother AJ from the locale of Hayward. He's a head deacon, but I often reach out to him if I ever find that I'm overwhelmed or something, and I can definitely um, look up to him as a leader because he does a very good job of seemingly to do well in everything that he does, making sure that he can perform at his best and give all that he can. So he's definitely someone that I look up to as a leader.
That's awesome. Yeah. And, our leadership within our locales, I'm also thinking of, the head deacons and, of course,
Mhm.
the ministers and the church administration who also lead us within our faith. And so, they're, they bring us so much joy because they take care of us. And like we always say, they allow us these platforms like INC Radio. And it is a special day today. We want to, for us here, at least still in the States, it's still October 31st. So we do want to also wish a happy birthday to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, who's celebrating his birthday today. And, you know, he really is an example of us, of how to stay joyful in our leadership. And
Happy birthday,
so,
po.
Happy birthday, Paul.
happy
Thank you so
birthday, Paul.
much.
Thank you so much, all the way from Bay Area, California, Paul. We wish you a very happy birthday, Paul. And we do have, to really show how much joy we also want to bring to the administration, we have activities that we are
Mhm.
also continuing to look forward to throughout the rest of the weekends and throughout the months here in Bay Area, California. And so I believe this weekend we are having a scan appreciation activity that will be taking place over in, let me just make sure I have the correct details up before I announce it. That will be taking place in the San Francisco Function Hall Sunday, November 2nd at 4 o'clock p.m. That is Scan Appreciation Day. And what better way to appreciate our leaders in the SCAN organization? And we also have a few more activities that are coming up. I believe we have an ambassador's faith love recruitment in the San Francisco Function Hall as well by the district music team. And I believe in the weeks ahead, we'll also be holding CWS activities as well. Also, a CMDPS health screening, marriage enrichment seminar, and CBI eras, just many more activities that we're looking forward to throughout this month. And so, again, this was a bit of a short broadcast. Do you guys have any last greetings that you'd like to make before we, really say our thank yous for today?
Just shout out to all the CWS teachers, CWS officers. You are all leaders in your own way, and it's very great to know and work with a lot of you, and especially to the San Pablo. You guys are very special to me. So thank you for all the support and for helping our locale lead the children under our care.
Yeah, I just want to shout out to all the CBI officers in the District of Bay Area, California, for always inspiring me to perform and do my best in my duties. I also wanted to shout out our multimedia team, which is led by our sister Sophia. It's a very fun team, and also our district Kadiwa as well.
Happy birthday, brother Ken.
Oh, and
Happy
happy
birthday, Brother
birthday,
Ken!
Brother Ken! Special shout out to Brother Ken. Happy birthday, Brother Ken, who's celebrating his birthday. And a huge shout out as well to all our multimedia members and INC Radio crew who really help us out. And thank you also to those who lead us in our district, our civil overseer, Brother Alex Lorito, Assistant District Supervising Minister, Brother Ray Del Rosario, District Supervising Minister, Brother Jojo Bayani, and in the Philippines, our Kuya Tech, and also our INC Radio Executive Producer, Brother Manly Andaya. Thank you again also to our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Manalo, and to our Executive Minister for all the love and care that you show for us, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Happy birthday, Paul. That wraps it up for San Francisco. And next up will be Silicon Valley. See you next time, Paul.